What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. You're not going to believe what Russia is planning. I'll show you here now. But also, Russia got hacked in a major way that I'll show you here afterwards that you also won't believe. Let's jump right in. Okay, first up, Russia plans to build dozens of prison camps across Ukraine over the next few years. New documents show, hinting Moscow's ready for a long war, which is pretty scary. Pretty scary here. Take a listen. Here is a picture of a building where Ukrainian civilians said they were held. And you can see the caption here. One of these prisons does not look like a fun place, to say the least. Russia has plans to build dozens of prison camps throughout Ukraine in the next few years. You can let me know your thoughts on what this reminds you of in the comments section, showing another sign that Moscow is willing to prolong the brutal war. A new report from the Associated Press reveals how thousands of Ukrainian civilians are already detained inside prison colonies throughout Russia and Russian-occupied territories, where people are kept inside squalid cells, think prison cells, and forced to dig trenches for frontline soldiers, and mass graves for fellow prisoners. Just think about that. A document from the Russian government obtained by the news agencies showed that Moscow has plans to create 25 more prison colonies and 6 detention centers throughout occupied Ukraine by 2026. That means over the next 3 years. Yikes. The plan is another reflection of what war analysts have described as Russia's vision for a prolonged war after Ukrainian resistance dashed Moscow's hope for a swift victory. We're coming up on a year and a half already, and Russia's apparently preparing for years more. Dara Masikat, an expert on the Russian military and the Rand Corporation think tank, previously pointed to Russia's revised conscription laws to conclude that the government is methodically stepping through a process to go over to a higher readiness and a protracted war. In April, Russian lawmakers revised the country's conscription laws to allow the government to send digital draft notices that would make the process of enlisting men quicker, while also increasing penalties on draft evasion. Head of German intelligence agency Bruno Kahl said in May that Russia is still capable of waging a long-range war, noting the country's ammunition stockpile and expansive manpower. I'm not sure about that, but that's what they're saying. In remarks during his visit in Vietnam in May, former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev, who is the deputy head of Russian Security Council, also suggested the war, could last years or even decades, saying, quote, "As long as there is such power in Kyiv, there will be, say, 3 years of cease power, 2 years of conflict, and then everything will happen again," as an example. The Institute for Study of War, a Washington-based think tank that provides analysis of the Ukraine-Russia war, noted that a, quote, "long war was not the inherent Kremlin goal." I mean, I think they plan to take it over in a matter of weeks, but obviously that hasn't happened. But rather a shift in Moscow's approach after the country failed to quickly capture Ukraine. The think tank also added that a prolonged war is a narrative that Russia would want to push to discourage the West's support for Ukraine. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. Do you think we'll be celebrating next year's U.S. Independence Day, July 4th, and the war will still be going on? Yeah, it's a very likely possibility, in my opinion. Um, Especially because Ukraine doesn't want to give up any land as part of a negotiation. And Russia's idea of negotiation is they want Ukraine's land. So at this point, negotiation is not really a viable possibility. And it could really be a long, long war. Yeah. This comes as Russia suffers yet another embarrassing humiliation. There's really no other way to say this. Yeah. Russia's state TV hacked yet again. This comes as Russia said this wouldn't happen again, and it did. Millions of people inside Russia on Russia's official state TV, uh, apparently told by President Putin himself in a hacked version of him, said, quote, "The hour of reckoning has come," in Ukrainian. Yeah, as their TV stations were hacked for the second time. Here's what happened. On Russian state TV, Russian leader Vladimir Putin has seen his state TV channel experiencing a humiliating primetime hack for the second time, in which millions of his Russian people were warned, quote, "The hour of reckoning has come." Cyber forces were able to hack into the network and broadcast the message via different broadcasters across Russia. The Sun in the UK reports that the video was made by Ukraine's defense ministry, although I think that's speculation. I don't know if they've officially been able to confirm who made it. We'll see. I don't know. And included footage of the country's own military advancements before cutting to an on-screen warning that said, quote, "The hour of reckoning has come," in Ukrainian. Other channels were hacked around the same time, while 6 staff from Russian state TV had to be evacuated after an envelope containing white powder arrived at the station, causing a fear of poisoning. Russia was previously hacked in June as well when a reported, quote, "deep fake" of Putin appeared to tell his audience that he was imposing martial law across certain regions in response to a Ukrainian incursion. That wasn't actually Putin saying that, it was a deep fake hack. At the time, Putin's spokesperson Dmitry Peskov admitted, quote, "The emergency appeal was a hack, and officials pledged it would not happen again." But it did. So let me know your thoughts on this. I'll keep you up to date here. You can't make this stuff up. Yeah. So if you haven't yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below and the bell icon so you don't miss out on any new videos. Thanks for liking and sharing these videos as well. Click here to watch a huge announcement from the White House. Or the Pentagon is preparing thousands of troops for boots on the ground in Europe in preparation for maybe war. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.